Welcome to the 2025 Breastfeeding Run. Every step counts for breastfeeding support. Let's go.
At Camfeb, we are career mother for exclusive breastfeeding, and ideally what we do is promote, protect and support breastfeeding. And the reason we are here at the Breastfeeding Run by Camfeb is because we want to amplify breastfeeding advocacy. And the reason we are all here is because we want every step to count for breastfeeding support.
We need to champion a cause that impacts every child, every family, and every community, and that is breastfeeding. So now this year's World Breastfeeding Week theme is prioritizing breastfeeding and creating sustainable support systems. And this year there's a very, very important connection because we talk about climate as well and the environment. Did you know the manufacturing of infant formula and also the use of infant formula produces at least between 11 and 14 kgs of CO2. But when you have a breastfeeding mother, it is almost net zero. So this is a very, very all-encompassing, holistic cause.
We want to ensure we continue to protect, promote and support breastfeeding, whichever situations our mothers are in. We have mothers in the informal sector. We have mothers who are normally caught up in situations like emergencies. You know what happens in our country. We have communities that are normally sometimes displaced. So how do we ensure they continue breastfeeding as recommended? So as an organization, we continue to work closely with the Ministry of Health through the Division of Nutrition and Dietetics to ensure we scale up the interventions that have been prioritized in Kenya to promote, support and protect breastfeeding. We have invested in our staff and volunteers in form of trainings because these are the first people who are normally in contact with communities who are affected. We invest in policy, advocacy, communication, discussions in the country. We also ensure we provide an enabling environment. I want to call all of us to protect, promote and support breastfeeding.
We are privileged to be part of this Camfeb. You have really been in the forefront to advocate for mothers breastfeeding. That breastfeeding mother cannot do it alone. They need those support systems. They need the colleagues at work. They need the family, the community, and they need everyone, the employer, to be able to breastfeed. So we are happy to support breastfeeding because we know breastfeeding is an equalizer. So let's continue advocating. Let's continue being good examples. As you make that step, we were saying, I will support you. I will support you as a breastfeeding mother. I'll work with you. Whether it's at workplace, whether it's at home, or whether it's in the community, I'll work with you. You're not alone.
Personally, I walked because I couldn't run, but we're here to support the breastfeeding awareness. It's my first and I loved it. For them who are at work, it's very important for them to breastfeed babies because the kids end up having more nutrients.
Breastfeeding is something that is critical that all of us need to be able to support, not just by having the run, but also when we go back in terms of just ensuring that we give the adequate space, but also in terms of the enabling environment that will enable our mothers, our sisters, but also our spouses to be able to breastfeed adequately.
To me, mothers being able to breastfeed without discrimination or judgment means a healthy baby with a high IQ at long run in life.
We did a study in an informal settlement in Nairobi where we found that mothers do not exclusively breastfeed their children as required. Why? Because of the commitments they have outside the home. So what do we need to do? We need to support mothers to breastfeed. We did another piece of research on baby-friendly community initiatives, which utilizes the health infrastructure in the community to support mothers to breastfeed. And what we also found here is that with the right support, mothers can breastfeed their children exclusively.
Having a breastfeeding-friendly workplace, it is the support that you need as a lactating mom. The Ministry of Health, the government, WHO, UNICEF advocates for 6 months exclusive breastfeeding, but we come back to work at 3 months. So what happens? Then that means we need a breastfeeding-friendly workplace, where a mom, when they go back to work, it means that they have a lactation room where they can go in, express breast milk, and they are able to take that breast milk back home. Also at Camfeb, we assist in developing lactation policies, because sometimes as an organization, you could have these spaces, but then again, are you protected as a lactating mom, whereby you are supported to go in and express? There is a study that is showing that only 5% of women have access of workplace support. So it means that we need to do more when it comes to the support. So I would like to talk about this lactation pod, so that we familiarize ourselves with it. And also, when you get a chance, please, you can come and interact with it. So this lactation pod, it is very small, compact. I'm sure you had looked into it. What we have here is we have a comfortable seat, very, very comfortable. We have the space is spacious. We have a water source whereby you do not have to have to do some plumbing work in the office, because sometimes if you do that, you need a lot of permission and all that. So there is a provision for water, a 20 liter water option, and then there is a sink. There is also a tap, because then again, we need to clean our equipments once we are done. And also when it comes to hygiene, we have those guidelines from the Ministry of Health of what a lactation room needs to look like. We also have a fridge in here. You can have a mini fridge or a slightly bigger fridge, whichever works for you. And also we have a working area, or rather a working surface, so that when the mom is done, they are able to wash their equipment and keep them ready for a later time to use. We also have another shelf here. You are able to place a microwave, so that in case a mom is maybe coming in during tea break or lunch hour, they are also able to warm their chai or their food or whatever it is. And so this lactation pod, if Carol and the team can attest, is that it is complete according to the guidelines of the Ministry of Health, because we have everything in it. And one of the other most interesting aspects of this lactation pod is that it can be assembled at site. So this pod came into bits and pieces, and then it was assembled here on site. So it doesn't matter whether maybe you're on 5th floor or 3rd floor, or maybe wherever your office is at, it can come and be positioned or rather assembled at where you are at. And also, if you can notice, we have wheels, and so it's movable. So if you feel that maybe you move in offices, or you want to move location from where it was, then you are able to do that very comfortably. And also we have a lock, some good messages, so that the mom can at the end of the day feel very comfortable, and it is sort of very different from an office setup. So this is a lactation pod. Last year we launched a lactation pod, but this is more enhanced because it has everything in it.
What protects a woman in Kenya to breastfeed? The Health Act of 2017. It stipulates clearly that every workplace needs to have a lactation space for mothers to breastfeed. And that is the dream of Nairobi. Our public spaces are going to have breastfeeding sessions. And I know it's a discussion that we have had with Camfeb, that we are going to advocate to have those spaces. We'll also be reaching out to all organizations that have offices in Nairobi, that they comply with the Health Act 2017, and we are going to be conducting an assessment soon of all the organizations so that we can establish where we are. We are going to empower, we are going to capacity build, we are going to create awareness and help to establish. And then after a while, we are going to now start our enforcement.
We say we make the difference because nutrition is the difference. It's the difference between giving birth to a child and allowing that child to survive and thrive. And the way you allow that child to survive and thrive is initiating breastfeeding within 1 hour of birth, exclusive breastfeeding for the first 6 months, and continued breastfeeding for 2 years and beyond. Today, we are here in solidarity with my colleagues and all of you who have come to run. Camfeb has come a long way in supporting, protecting, and promoting breastfeeding over the years. But why are we running? We are running because 40% of children in this country are not breastfed because of structural barriers. And that is why our theme today is not just to promote, protect, and support breastfeeding, but to create sustainable systems for encouraging, supporting, and protecting breastfeeding women. We are saying that working mothers can work while they breastfeed their babies. They need support to express breast milk. They need support to get safe places to store their milk when they are at work. And they also need support at home to be able to have the mindset to express breast milk. There are young women whose babies are among the 40% of children who are not breastfed because they don't want their breasts to fall. Breasts will fall at some age anyway. Breast milk is the first immunity the child gets. It is always available. It is free from germs. It is the right temperature. And whether your breasts are small or big, it will still produce enough milk for the baby. Breast milk production is stimulated by the baby sucking, and it is not just nutrition, it stimulates the brain of the child. Studies have indicated that a breastfed child has a higher IQ and performs better in school than a child who is not breastfed. God created women in a way that the body naturally speaks to itself. The moment the baby gets out, it communicates to the breast that the baby is out, now start producing milk. So all you need to do is put the baby on the breast so that milk can come out. But I've seen in some private hospitals, we are still violating the code of marketing breast milk substitutes. You give birth to your child, and by the time you wake up, your child has already been given other milk. Protect, promote, and support breastfeeding wherever you are. And support women with the right information for them to breastfeed appropriately. Sometimes you take a half a kilogram of breast and you just put it on the baby's mouth. The baby is struggling to hold the weight of the breast and get the milk at the same time. So they get tired and stop. Then you say, mtoto analia, hakunywi maziwa. Then you start giving other milk. Lactation support is very important. So let's promote, protect, and support breastfeeding. Support all the systems at home, at work, on the streets, in the bus, everywhere you are. Women who breastfeed have a lower chance of getting breast cancer, and children who are breastfed will not be diabetic. The risk of being diabetic and getting other non-communicable diseases is much lower. So this is a great course. I thank you all for coming to run with us to create awareness, and God bless you so much.
Thank you for bringing this up. You have helped us to bring awareness to the mothers and to help them to understand how important it is to breastfeed.
Thank you so much for supporting us. Come again every other year. Next time, we'll be glad. And thank you for the support.
Let us keep the fire burning in terms of promoting, protecting, and supporting breastfeeding. The objective also for this run is to raise funds so that at the end of the day, we are able to have lactation spaces across Kenya. See you again next year on the 1st of August 2026. Please save the date. So ya mama, ya bamba.